So the king said, you cannot come to me and remain the same. You cannot commit to me and bring the old hate and the old distrust and the old fear and the old pride. In short, the old ways. Not too long ago, I was asked to sing at a huge banquet, and the dress was formal attire to celebrate the auspiciousness of the affair. There were totally blind people there, all of whom came dressed in their finest to celebrate the importance of the evening. However, one of the board members, one of the people who was extremely involved with the planning committee, showed up in a t-shirt and jeans. He couldn't explain to anyone why he hadn't observed the dress code for an event that he was privy to the planning. I suspect he wanted to be entertained, but he didn't want to commit. In our story, the king looked at the man and said, I have punished some to the death for disrespecting my invitation. But for you to bring the hell of disrespect and intractability into my heavenly party, you, as the Greeks would say, will be cast back into hell, into outer darkness, where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. You see, hell is coming into God's presence without taking the time to clothe yourself in God's party clothes, the costume of God's grace, the headdress of God's mercy, the makeup of God's compassion for all of God's people. Being yourselves forgiven and being invited to the table, yet still being critical, finding fault while other people try to make a space for others, that's the outer darkness. That's hell. And when God, in the form of people seeking to make a more loving world, suggests to you, friend, can't we be more loving toward this person? Or more flexible regarding that concept? Can't we relax the rules and seek to include and take in and embrace others, making them more comfortable? Some of us just stand there with that rigid look on our face, that fixed, frozen smile that says, but that's the way we've always done it. By our passive-aggressive actions, we refuse to put on the new garments of the redeemed. And that, my friends, is where outer darkness, where our personal hell begins. In our rigidness, in our immobility, in our pride. You see, outer darkness is not that far away. It's right there, right where we refuse to see, right where we refuse to do everything to the glory of God and for the benefit of God's people. You can approach a church and be old, young, gay, straight, different shades and hues, abused, privileged, joyous, or grieving. And religious institutions themselves come to the banquet singing songs that are 200 years old or the latest thing they heard on the radio, but sometimes they are no better, intractable, unchangeable. To be welcome at God's banquet, you must shed your self-consciousness, which you wore up to the door, and instead put on the new garment of praise. The 19th century hymnologist Fanny Crosby, who wrote so many popular hymns that she took to publishing them under pseudonyms so that a greater number of them would make it into the hymnal, wrote a hymn that I always come back to. Today all she would have to do is put them on YouTube or Instagram. But she wrote no more important lyric than this about the garments of praise. No matter how we have come, no matter what we have done, Jesus has found us and led us to the table. Fanny Crosby writes, Here is what our banquet garments are to look like. This is our story. This is our song. This is our future. This is our garment. Praising our Savior all the day long. Would you pray? God, we come from so many different traditions and so many ways of thinking about what is right and what is meet and what is proper. But not at some altar where animals are sacrificed, but around your open banquet table we gather. Not wearing the old clothes of we can't do it, and that's the way it used to be. But wearing the new garments that you have laid out for us of forgiveness and second chances and new ways to look at things and brighter outlooks and kindness and compassion for others because you were kind to us. Help us in our frustration. Never forget, because you always loved us. We have the ability to continue in these new garments to love someone else. Thank you for being our friend. In your Son's name we pray.